Hey y'all, I'm back to show you my November garden. Now, if you didn't know, last month I had a huge garden fail where all of my plants were destroyed the day after planting, which was super sad. And if you haven't seen that story, check out the video in the description below to catch you up to speed on what's happening in the garden. But today I'm here to show you a success story, thank goodness. So here's what we've got growing in my garden in November. And I'm in zone 8B, I'm in Central Texas, and we've been fairly warm through the fall, and then the last few days we've dropped to 45 degrees at night and 75 degrees during the day is our high. So we're getting colder, which these plants are loving. But let me show you. I got some sprouts coming up. I've got some plants coming further along. And I'm also gonna let you know what I did that fixed my garden fail and my rodent problem. Thank goodness. All right, here we've got my oregano growing. This is still growing from the summer and springtime. And oregano is one of those herbs that comes back year after year. And so if this starts to get too cold and die off, I will just cut back the dead pieces. There's some down here. I will just cut those back, but I will leave the roots intact, and this will come back bigger and better in January, February, March, somewhere in there when it starts to warm up a little bit and the frosts are done. This will come back bigger and better. Oregano does this, thyme does this, chives does this, rosemary will do this in our climate at least. There might be a few other herbs that will do this, but herbs are great to have in your garden bed because they keep pests away, and then again, they will get bigger and better. I like to put my oregano on the side of the bed because eventually, hopefully, this will flow over and not take up as much space in the bed. I also have some radishes coming up from seed here, you can see. Some calendula there, some Swiss chard, some kale that something's nibbled on, but it hasn't been bad. Some parsley, Swiss chard, cabbage looking pretty good. My dill is looking great. That will help keep pests away. And then this guy who's looking kind of sad, this was a volunteer zinnia popping up. So my zinnias were growing here and they went to seed at the end of summer, and it had been so warm that I got this zinnia popping up. And there were a few more. That guy looks kind of dead. But then as the cold happened, they've kind of gone away. This is not zinnia's time to shine. They like hot. So that's fair. But that's kind of fun why it's good not to till your garden beds, because you get some surprise things come up that have gone to seed. And if the seed feels like it's the time, it will sprout, which is pretty fun. And you can get things come back year after year. I've got some green onions and an onion growing, some dill back there, another broccoli or something. And then I have a few lettuce seeds sprinkled in here, so we'll see if that. I think this is probably a zinnia that also is thinking that it might appear. So we'll see how that does. In this bed over here, I have some little carrots popping up. This is a much sandier bed, and carrots like sand and well-drained soil. So I planted a lot of carrots in here. I've got some little radish seeds, some little sprouts there, and then more carrots. And I planted onions in this corner, but maybe I see a little bit, but we'll see how those do. Over in this bed, this is my lettuce and leafy greens bed. So in here, I just did a whole bunch of mixed lettuce seeds, arugula, purple, mustard seed, different lettuces, winter lettuces, and I just mixed them with a little sand, and I just sprayed seeds all through here. So I've got a ton of little lettuce sprouts coming up. Over here, I believe this is where I planted some kale. And then over here, I believe I planted the arugula, and that's coming up. So this bed's looking good so far. And luckily, no rodents have touched my seedlings. Thank goodness. So here's what I did for my rodent problem. I boiled some water with jalapenos and some serrano pepper, so real spicy, and some garlic. And I boiled that water and infused it, left it sitting overnight to really infuse. And then I put it in a spray bottle, but really I took a water bottle and I poked some holes on top of it as my makeshift spray bottle. And I have just sprayed that on things as it started to sprout. So far I haven't eaten any of these new sprouts, so it hasn't changed the taste. But as things get bigger and I will start to eat them, I won't do that, and hopefully they've matured big enough for the rodents not to mess them, and the rodents have kind of been learned to stay away. But that has really, really worked for me. So if you are having a problem with something eating your garden, especially something with taste buds, try to blend a spicy mixture, spray that on your garden until it gets big enough to mature. My neighbor gave me that tip and I am so, so grateful because it's helped so much. Yeah, but that is my garden this winter so far. I'm hoping to get a lot from it, but we'll see. But if you want to follow along, or if you like any of my videos, please like this and subscribe to my channel. It helps me so much to have the motivation to keep making videos and connect with you guys and know that you enjoy it. So I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.